Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Check That Post podcast. I'm your host, Jen, and this is my co-host,
Christina.
And we're happy that you're here with us tonight.
Yes.
We definitely hope you enjoy this episode because it's very special. Tonight we'll be talking about understanding the unique emotional roles of men and women in relationships. And if this is your first time joining us, then this podcast is about life, love, and heavy on the relationships. So we hope you can find something in it that might strike a chord or that's relatable to you.
Right.
It's not for everybody.
Right.
As you will see, we kind of old school, but it works for us.
Right.
So we hope we can say something that might work for you. First of all, we're going to start off with our Dear Jen letter. Dear Jen, I don't even know where to start, but I need to get this off my chest before I explode. My wife and I have been married for 8 years, and I swear I feel like a provider and a handyman and a mind reader more than a husband. I love her, I really do, but I don't know how much longer I can keep up with this one-sided emotional tug-of-war. She says she wants me to open up, to talk to her, to share my feelings. But the second I do, she either dismisses them, turns them into a competition about how she has it worse, or act like I'm weak or even feeling anything. It's like my stress, my exhaustion, and my frustrations don't count. But hers are front and center, always. I can work 10-hour shifts, come home dead tired, and the first thing she does is unload her day on me. If I don't react with the exact amount of sympathy she expects, I'm emotionally unavailable. But when I need a minute to decompress, I'm cold and I can't win. Let's talk about the expectations, because apparently I'm supposed to know what she needs without her actually saying it. If I don't pick up on the sighs or the side eyes or the passive aggressive, never mind, I'm not paying attention. But if I ask outright what's wrong, I get nothing. I get, I'm fine. And God help me if I take that at face value. I swear, I feel like I'm being set up to fail every single day. I don't even know if she sees me as a man anymore, or just someone who needs to do more, give more, be more. I try to keep the peace. I let things slide. I work hard. I show up. But inside, I'm exhausted. I'm tired of feeling like the bad guy just because I don't react the way she wants me to. I don't know what else to do. So tell me, Jen, how do I make her see that I have needs too? Or is that just something I'm supposed to suck up and accept? Signed, Drowning in Marriage. Sorry, fella. I don't mean to laugh at your plight. I get it. I understand. I giggle to myself because I understand. Because, sometimes as wives, we do put that pressure on our husbands to be all, do all, and just be all. Everything that we want without telling you. We just expect you to no.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, y'all do us that way as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Y'all expect us to just know what y'all need, what y'all want at any given minute, time, hour of the day. So
And be able to give it to you like that too.
yes. So I understand. So don't think I'm laughing at you.
Right.
I'm laughing with you.
Mm-hmm.
If it make you feel better. But first off,
Your feelings are definitely valid.
yes.
Yeah, you
Indeed.
definitely deserve the same thing that she's getting. You deserve the same.
Right.
I mean, of course, we're not expecting her to build no houses or anything like that, but just to be able to do, you know, her part as your mate. I feel like when you're coming to your partner and you guys are discussing marriage, like before you even get married, this is the time where you would sit down and discuss, you know, what your expectations are from your partner. And once you realize, you know, what the expectations are, that gives your partner the chance to either be like, well, hey, you know, we might have to compromise on this right here, and I'm not going to be able to do that, or whatever it may be, you know. That gives you that opportunity to be able to do that. So when you do get married, you know, you all can always go back to the drawing board and be like, hey, babe, like, remember, you know, when we started doing this, like, we got to get back to that, you know, and not like a gotcha or a, why you stop doing this, or, you know, not nothing like that.
Suspicious.
Just coming to your partner, you know, like one-on-one, and just being able to openly express, you know, how you feel and, you know, your wants or needs and desires.
Yes.
So I definitely think your feelings are definitely valid. It's not too much to ask for. But of course, I know you said you've come to her before and be like, you know, what's wrong? And she say, I'm fine, but, you know, ask again. You know, if you know that something, you know, she's not fine, you know, so at some point she's gonna give in and go ahead and let you know what the issue is. For some reason she's not telling you right then and there. You know, of course we don't know what that issue might be, but eventually she might tell you. If you keep on asking her, she's gonna tell you what the issue is, and then dig a little bit more and be like, hey, well, why you ain't just tell me that the first time?
Right.
Like, you know, so we wouldn't have to go through this, you know, back and forth.
Yeah.
What else he saying? I don't know. I'm gonna let you go for a minute.
Well, you're right. You're right. Your needs does matters. So we don't want you to think that nobody's listening or
Right.
your needs don't matter. Let's break it down. You're frustrated because you feel like you can't win no matter what you do. I'm sure a lot of men go through that. A lot of men. They ain't talking about it, but they go through it. You are definitely not alone in this. Your wife probably doesn't see things the way you do. Not because she doesn't care, but because she thinks she's the one that's being ignored first. So you got to make sure that she know that you hear her, that you're there for her. But we don't want to get off from that. We talking about you. We want to make you feel better, and then therefore you can make her feel better. You have to just say it. You just have to just say what it is that you're feeling. If when you get home and she just attack you with everything that went wrong in her day, focus on what she's saying and just tell her, baby, I need a minute. Let me wind down. Just give me 5 minutes, and I'm ready to hear all that. Or just tell her that you had a bad day too, and just start talking about your day. But if she's not willing to listen, she don't want to participate. She just want to keep talking about herself. Well, you know that I don't know. I guess you have to just
I would say,
let me go take a shower.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Find something else to do. Outside of the same room with her.
Yes. Go in the other room. Right. Don't start an argument. Well, I had a bad day too, so you gotta listen to me too.
Just
no, we don't want to do that.
Your own space.
De-escalate.
To where you can decompress like you said you need to do. And I think he mentioned that as well, that doesn't happen for him. So, of course, keep letting her know, because we learn off repetitiveness, you know, so keep letting her know that, hey, I need this little minute, whenever I get off, or shoot, if you got to take 20 minutes in the car, sit in the car for 20 minutes before you come in the house, and let her know that that's what you're doing, though. Hey, babe, I know I'm sitting in the car for 20 minutes. I ain't out there doing nothing crazy. I'm just trying to decompress, meditate, whatever it is, that you need to do to make sure you don't put whatever stress that came from work onto your wife.
Right.
Or don't bring that home.
Right.
So just talk to her,
Communication
is key. So talk to her about it. If she doesn't fall in line, then just do what you need to do for you. And then she'll eventually be like, okay, I understand, I get it. Because I'm pretty sure that there's something that she does or needs to do to decompress or to kind of back away from everybody else to take a space for herself.
Right.
We all need that. We're all human. We're around people most of the day, for the most part, whether it's work, our children, our children, grandchildren, whatever, spouses, husband, wives, whatever, we're around people a lot. So, just having that one-on-one time with yourself, it'd be necessary sometimes. So anybody should be able to understand that because we all need that as human beings. So.
Right. And also, like we say, communication is key. You got to express how you feel as well as allow her the opportunity to express how she feels. Mm-hmm. Just say, I want to be there for you. Mm-hmm. I really do.
Right.
But sometimes I feel like my emotions don't matter in this relationship. I feel like when I share how I feel, it gets dismissed. And you start in about how you feel, like only your feelings matter. Just tell her how you feel. Mm-hmm. We make things so difficult and so complicated when all we got to do is express how we feel.
Right.
Don't assume that she know. Mm-hmm. Because obviously she don't know if she just talking all about herself. Mm-hmm. You got to let her know that I hear you, but it's not all about you. Mm-hmm. But you can be kind when you do it. Don't just come at her like, well, golly.
I let her go
Everything
first.
ain't about you all the time. Because then emotions get flared up. And next thing you know, y'all going at each other. Mm-hmm. Doesn't way to deliver it is everything.
Right, yeah.
Deliver it in a way that she can receive it. Mm-hmm. And by now, you should know her well enough to know how to approach her. Mm-hmm. But if she's still not hearing you, go to counseling. Mm-hmm. Or get a family member or somebody to stand in between and tell that person what you want to express so he can relate it to her.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If that don't work, I don't know how to help you. Nah, I'm just kidding. Talk to
you know the latter.
Yeah, get a counselor. And I'm sit up here saying all this. Ain't nobody perfect, ain't no relationship.
Right.
Everybody go through a multitude of things. Mm-hmm. But marriage is work. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of women, and I ain't forgot you. I'm gonna veer off for a second. But it's a lot of women choosing, and a lot of men too, are choosing to be by themselves because they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to put in that work. Mm-hmm. But if you got somebody that's good to you and that's loyal to you and that you have feelings for, try to work it out.
Yeah.
Like, get with that person if you feel in a way, set them down and ask them to not say nothing, especially if they're constantly interrupted when you try to talk. Just ask them, just hear you out for a second and express whatever it is that you've been holding on to. Please, whatever you do, don't be holding on to resentment and I ain't gonna say hate, but whatever it is that you feeling bottle up, don't let it bottle up inside you, because when it come out, it's not gonna be pretty. And she may not be able to handle that. So in the moment when you feeling it, try to sit them down and talk to them and express how you feel in a good way, like in a kind way. Don't just say whatever you know, come up, come out. Don't do that.
Yeah,
I'm bad about that. But I'm telling you, don't do it, because that's not good. Say it in a way that they can receive it. And if you know that person, you know how to do that. But if you feel like they can't receive it from you, like I said, go to that other person, get that third party, invite somebody over and tell them what you want them to do. Sit in between y'all. You talk to that person, let that person talk. She might could receive it better from them. But let her know that she's overbearing and she's not listening to what it is that you need her to hear. She might could take it better coming from the other person. But if y'all married, you know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
She should be able to talk to you, and you should be able to talk to her. Y'all supposed to be friends. So get it together.
Yeah.
Y'all can do this. I have faith in you.
Yes.
I wish you luck.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, if none of that work out, then you might have to seek other options.
Well, I was gonna
Try to
say
be happy.
one last thing, because I see you got your stop and listen shirt on here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, you know, just try to just sit down and listen to her. Just let her get all of whatever, you know, she might got going on out, even though, you know, she might not express or she might not have an attitude or whatever, but just let her get whatever it is. Just ask her how she feeling, how she doing. Let her get it out, and
Beat
then
her to the punch.
right, and then that gives you the opportunity, because as women, I feel like I'm a reciprocator. So if I see, you know, that, oh, you know, dang, he trying to sit down and have a real conversation, like he really want to get deep and talk. So okay, let's talk. Like, you gonna ask me, you know, and I'm about to ask you the same thing. Like, I want to know the same thing about you. Like, so, you know, maybe just stop and listen to her first, you know, before you let go, you know, and get whatever you need to get out. But it might just soften, you know, the blow a little bit if you allow her to have that opportunity to release before you do. So
the way we do it, like, when I come home and I ask my husband how was his day, and he'll tell me stuff that he went through or whatever, or what's going on the job or whatever, and then I relate, you know, what happened with me during the day, if it's something significant enough to be mentioned. Because you know, if it ain't nothing that set me off, I ain't got nothing to talk about. It was work.
right.
You know, I'm on a different level now. I'm at home. That's what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
But if you take turns listening to each other, listening, and if you want to get this shirt, go to www.converse.com. www.conversewithcars.com. Just a little plug.
Right.
But if you want to get him to listen to you, then you got to listen to him as well. And vice versa. So be kind to each other. Love on each other. Because let me tell you something. Because if you rah, and he can't never express how he feel, and he walk out that door, and he go to work, and be in an accident, and don't make it home, How you think that's gonna make you feel? On a real tip, how you think that's gonna make you feel? The last conversation you had with him is you going off, and it was probably about nothing. Him doing you, vice versa. Learn to listen to each other. Just stop, listen. Just listen. It don't cost nothing.
Right. And I hate to throw this out there, but you know, if you're not listening, somebody else is.
That part too. Them work boots. Somebody gonna listen.
They definitely listening.
Whether it's him or her, somebody gonna be listening.
Oh yeah.
If he can't get an ear at home, he'll get one somewhere else.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I ain't even saying you ain't even gotta be the same opposite sex or whatever. You know, it ain't gotta be no work boo or nothing like that. But he talking to somebody, and I know you don't want, you know, y'all business out there like that. So if they can't talk to you, they got. Y'all know how we are. We gotta release. Like we can't. We ain't finna be holding something for too long now. So if you got a best friend, a brother, or whatever, you're releasing it to somebody. Your mama. Somebody is getting that information, okay?
Yeah.
If you want them to keep that information in the home, then you got to be available. You got to be open and available for your partner to be able to release that to you.
Yeah. Just don't let it turn into resentment, because, you know, everybody want to be heard. Right. Everybody want to feel like they matter in a relationship. So just put in that work.
Yeah.
Put in the work. And a lot of women are giving up, and a lot of men are giving up on relationship because they don't want to work. They don't want to put in no work. They think everything should come easy, and that's just not the way life works. That's not the way relationships work. We would like to hope, and it should be, but that's just not the reality. So if you don't want to work, then by all means, stay single. But if you find yourself married and you love this person, but you don't necessarily like this person, then you got some work to do. And it starts with listening. So I hope that helped. Let's go on to the next Dear Jen. Dear Jen, I love my boyfriend, but sometimes it feels like we're speaking on two different languages. When I come to him upset about something, whether it's work, my friends, or just feeling overwhelmed, he immediately jumps into fix-it mode. He'll start throwing out solutions like, well, maybe you should just talk to your boss, or next time, don't even respond to her. And I know he means well, but that's just not what I need at the moment. I just want him to listen. To hear me, to say, wow, that sounds frustrating, or I get why that upset you, but I don't need him to fix my problem. I need to feel understood. See that? I told you guys. But when I tell him that, he looks confused, like I'm asking him to sit there and do nothing. I know he's trying to help, but when he goes straight to the solution, it makes me feel like he's dismissing how I feel, like my emotions are just problems to be solved. On the other hand, when he's upset or stressed, he completely shuts down. He gets quiet, pulls away, and when I ask him what's wrong, I get a short, I'm fine. But I can see that he's not fine. So I keep asking, and then he gets frustrated, like I'm pushing him too hard. But I don't know how else to respond. If I don't ask, I feel like I'm not showing up for him. But if I do, he feels like I'm pressuring him. I don't want to feel this. I don't want to turn these differences into constant fight. But I know he loves me, and I love him. But how do I make him understand that listening is helping? And how do I give him space without feeling like I'm abandoning him? Just want to be understood. I hear you. And more importantly, I get you. What you're feeling is completely valid. You don't want solutions, you want connection. You want to feel like your emotions aren't something to be fixed, but something to be understood. I've been there as well. I don't be wanting to be fixed all the time for me. Sometimes I do just want you to just listen when I'm talking to you.
Yeah, but how's somebody supposed to know the difference between if you want them to just listen or if you want them to solve your problem or help you with a solution? How is your mate supposed to know the difference between the two?
Well, if it's like a work situation, you know he can't do nothing about it. Mm-hmm. That's work.
Yeah, but
he don't work when you work.
He could give you advice, though, on how to handle a situation, though.
Yeah, he could give you advice, but when you venting, you just really be wanting people sometimes to just listen to you vent and offer encouragement to continue venting and get it off your chest. Mm-hmm. And maybe after you done, say what they got to say, but to just immediately come with a fix it, of course you're going to feel dismissed or like he's not listening to what she's saying. I think that's, that's just my opinion.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily say he's not listening or he don't understand or that her feelings aren't valid. It's just, like, that could be saying, I understand what you're saying. I get why you feel that way, but here's a solution. Like, you're stressing about this right now. Don't stress about this. This is what we can do, or this is what you can do next time, and boom.
Well, this is what she's gonna have to do. She's gonna have to say, just listen to me.
Right.
I don't need you to
exactly
fix
what
it.
I was getting to. Like,
I don't need you to
let
fix
him know,
it.
because he ain't no
just
mind reader.
Yeah, because communication is key.
He ain't no mind reader. Yes. He ain't gonna know when you want the difference. Like, if you gonna have one eyebrow up like that, and that's when you just want him to listen, then you gotta tell him that I'm gonna put my one eyebrow up like this when I want you to listen. You gotta tell him. You gotta let him know. Right. Listen. Right. I'm about to vent. I just want you to listen. Okay.
Just tell him.
Right.
Just tell him how you feel.
Absolutely.
Babe, I don't need a fixer. Mm-hmm. I need a listener.
Yeah.
So you got to say. You got to be verbal. Mm-hmm. Don't hit him upside the head now. This right here is enough. Stop. Just listen.
Don't tell him to shut up.
No. Don't. You want to fight on your hand when you say it. You gonna tell me to shut up? And then there you go.
I'm trying to help
that. I think we having too much fun with this.
Yeah, again, we not laughing at you.
No, by no means. But it's all good. Maybe he's not trying to dismiss your feelings. Maybe he's trying to love you the best way that he know how. And it's natural for a man or your husband or your boyfriend to want to fix things for you. He see you in distress.
Exactly.
So immediately he jump into your rescue.
Exactly.
So that come natural. So again, tell him. Babe, I don't need a fixer. All I want you to do is just listen.
Right.
Let me vent. Let me get it off my chest. That's all I need you to do.
Yeah.
But tell him. Speak up. That might help him switch from the fixing mode to just being a listening ear. But, if you feel like he just won't listen, or if it turns into an argument, because a lot of times it will turn into an argument. You trying to talk to somebody and they don't agree with you or don't agree with what you're saying. And it will turn into an argument. So to avoid that, write it down. Write it down. Send it to them in a text.
Yeah.
Especially if they at work. But they may not read it if it's a long text. Speak from experience. Still wind up. Okay. They may not listen. If you got a long text, they may not read. You still gonna have to wind up telling them. Right. Are you done? You still may wind up telling them how you feel. So, If you don't feel like you can express it, or you don't feel like they're paying attention, or they're not gonna listen, then hey, ask them, look, babe, I need a minute. I got something on my mind. I need to sit down and talk about it. And if that's still a problem, then girl, I ain't gonna say it. Be nice. Shoot. If they write it down and it don't work, well, I guess you're gonna have to call somebody else.
Somebody else. Vent to somebody else.
Get a middleman.
Mm-hmm.
But don't go to the work boo and put your business out there, because the work boo ain't got no loyalty to you. They gonna go and tell everybody, and next thing you know, you go back to work the next day, everybody looking at you crazy because they all in your business. You don't want that either. So try to work it out. Try to work it out and handle it at home. If you go talk to the side dude or work dude, and then it gets back to him, that's not gonna be a good situation. And the next thing you know, it's a whole nother blown out of proportion situation.
Right.
And you don't want that. And I ain't speaking from the experience on that. You gotta pull my teeth to get me to say anything. I got a problem. I'm going to the source. Believe that. Right. Anywho, where were we at? I guess I got off topic. But yeah. So we talking about understanding unique emotional roles in men and women. Men get emotional too, so don't come on here talk about I don't want to get emotional. No, men get emotional too. Some are more than others. So I believe that the main thing is if you're communicating and expressing yourself with words, not with your fists, with words, then you should be able to handle whatever the situation is. You shouldn't have to cut somebody out just to express how you feel. That's delivery. Just remember delivery. That's multiple ways to say how you feel. And if you're focused on each other, the outside world don't even matter. Y'all can get through whatever crisis y'all go through. Whatever crisis. You know, you got her back and she got your back, and it's y'all against the world. I know it may be a little old school, but it works. Don't it, babe? Understanding each other's differences. Of course you're going to be different. You're supposed to be. Because he's male and you female. So, you know, get together and express that. Let him know how much you appreciate his differences. And vice versa, guy, you let her know how much you appreciate her differences. Put in the work, y'all. Stop giving up so fast. Because it don't go your way. Stop giving up. Work on it. It's worth it.
It is.
It really is. Work on it. And we need more of black love, especially. We need more families working it out and staying together. You know, quit being so quick to give up. Strengthen those connections. You know, sometimes differences can create conflict. You want to try to pull together on that. Don't just, you know, because her way of thinking is different from your way of thinking. You got to try to make her or force her to come on to think on your level. It ain't supposed to be that way. She's supposed to have a mind of her own. She's supposed to have, you know, there's nothing wrong with y'all compromising. You know, she might feel a way about a situation. You feel this way, she feel that way, and y'all can come together and meet in the middle ground. Like, it don't necessarily have to turn into a big old unnecessary blowout. And you know, you wasting time and energy. And that's time and energy you can't get back. So it's worth it to work that out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just if you just don't feel like the two of y'all can work it out together, go counseling and talk to a counselor. You express how you feel, she express how she feel, and then the counselor get both of y'all together and y'all can work it out.
Mm-hmm.
But if you feel like it ain't no longer working for you, don't stay in the situation and fighting and arguing, fussing, stress out all day, every day. Like, who wants that?
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody want that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't want that. And if you got kids, you definitely should want that for your kids.
Right.
But don't think they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got this. I got faith that you could work it out.
Yes. Like she said, you just have to put in the work.
Yes.
You gotta be open and willing to, and ready.
Yes.
Because it's not gonna be an easy ride.
Right. And listen to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. Listen to each other. Hear each other.
Right.
Yeah. Focus on each other.
Mm-hmm.
You got this. But you know, I could say a lot more but you know, I've pretty much done said what I had to say on the subject. We wish you luck, and if that don't work out for you and you want to write in again, and then we'll go a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
But it's worth working it out
Mm-hmm.
and staying together.
Yeah.
So, you got anything else on this topic?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Understanding Unique Emotional Roles of Men and Women in Relationships. And, before we go, if you are dating someone, trying to get to know each other, and you like run out of conversation topics and want to have something that, an icebreaker, as you were, or something that you want to get information out of them without being too obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or awkward.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to ask questions without being nosy, I guess. But when you try to get to know somebody, you might sit up there, you be nervous and you don't know what question to ask. Well, I got something for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is a card deck called We Listen and We Don't Judge. And it's a step into a space of understanding, empathy, and self-discovery. Where this is for 18 and older, of course. And it could be for friends, family, partners, or if you at a party, just two of y'all one-on-one. It can even be for couples that are already together.
Right.
But just conversation starter questions with like 8 prompts that you could use to just kind of pull those deep questions out that you want to know. Like, I give you an example. Now let's see. Oh, we don't want to do that one. Here's one. It's called relationship building. I don't know if you can see that, but how can we support each other better in our individual goals? Now that's for something like if you already a couple and you want to support your spouse, but you're not necessarily sure on how you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You can ask that question.
Right.
Or here's one, deep and reflective. How do you define the success? How do you define success? I got tongue twisted there. If you're dating someone or trying to get to know somebody, that's a question you want to ask. How do you define success? What does success mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Here's one, dreams and aspirations. What do you hope to achieve in 5 years? See, it's kind of like pulling out what it is that they want to know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, you can go to www.conversewithcards.com and order you a set of these cards. And let me know what you think and what questions that you think that we could add to that. If you have some. And it's different questions and prompts that you can use to break the ice with someone that you're dating or trying to get to know. All you got to do is shuffle the cards, and just like you playing regular cards, and you pull a card and they pull a card.
Right.
You answer the question.
Right.
So we hope y'all enjoyed this episode. And you can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, or YouTube at Check That Post Podcast. Or like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so every time we go live, we upload a new episode. You can write a Dear Jen letter to checkthatpostpod@gmail.com or text 866-311-2251. Good
night.